Hello you guys, we are back with another Shop My Stash, and I have you at my makeup drawers here. This is where I keep all of my makeup. It looks a little messy, a little disheveled. Might be a little hard to see with lighting, but I also have makeup over on this shelf over here. In this little organizer, I have most of my Project Pan products, and then here is right now just kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff that is supposed to be reserved for like new products that I'm testing, but right now I need to reorganize it. So we are going to go through these drawers, kind of talk to you guys about what I have been using, what I'll be putting back, and then we will shop my drawers for some new makeup for February. I'm gonna start in this drawer right here. So this container right here is mostly reserved for eye products. We have my eye primer, we have brows, we have, you know, my glitter glue, mascara, and then some single shadows. I was really bad and didn't reach for any of my single shadows. So I have my Tarte Chrome Paint Pot in Top Yacht. I have this Surratt Eye Souffle. I have a ColourPop Super Shock that's actually going in a project. I don't want to spoil it. This is Ritz. And then I have this like potted ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Laurel, which I bought such a long time ago to use as a dupe for the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And I just literally never reached for this. So this might be something that I end up decluttering this year. I'm gonna pull out the few lip products that kind of got mixed in. I actually cleared out some space in this desk drawer. So this little tub right here is all lip products that I did reach for. As I reached for a lip product this past month, I tried to like put it in this little container so I could share with you guys what I did use for lips. I probably did use more than just this. There's obviously some lip products like at my desk at work or in my car. But as you can see, it's a lot of Flawless Forget the Filler. We have 3 shades here. I also reached for my NYX Fat Lip Oil quite a bit. I would like to kind of get use out of this and finish this up. It's not a favorite product. I have mine in the shade Supermodel, which I actually have been liking this sort of pink shade. I have my Kaja lip keychains that I was reaching for, my Vive lip liner, some Fenty gloss bombs, my Summer Fridays lip butter balm, Clarins lip oil, and the Huda Beauty lip balm. Were all lip products that I reached for this month. So I'm gonna dump out my lip container and that'll be empty for the start of this next month. So then here are some other lip products I wanted to try and reach for but didn't. I may have reached for this Fenty gloss bomb, but we're gonna keep that in here. Over this way, okay. This drawer is so messy. I swear I cannot get the lighting right. Okay, so we have L'Oreal True Match. This is one of my lighter foundations and I haven't been self-tanning the most recently. So this is like one of the best matches for me right now. I am actually going to just keep this in rotation just because it is a good shade match for me right now. And same thing with the Arborian CC cream. I actually didn't reach for the CC cream at all, or maybe just one time. Again, it's a better shade match for me right now. So I'm gonna leave that in and then leave True Match in. I have this Milk Makeup Primer. This is the Pore Eclipse Primer, one of my last pore filling primers, which I'm trying to get through so that I can then go not feel as guilty about purchasing the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I used this a few times. I do have some other primers that I am working on, but I also would like to work my way through it. I'm gonna put it back for right now, because I did reach for it some. Maybe I can pull it into a project. We're gonna put that back. I also have all of these Kaja eyeshadow sticks that I've been testing. I'm actually gonna put these in the back of the drawer right here. I'm still testing them, but they kind of fit back there right now. I definitely need to like clean these. I totally understand that I need to do that. I have this little mini Fenty Eavesdrop that came with an Ulta order. I'd like to like get use out of that. Plus I feel like this is like not the lightest shade, but it's also not like super, it's probably too dark for me right now. I'm still gonna keep that in this drawer. I also have the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. I barely reached for this because I've been so focused on using my Kaja Mycosis concealer, but I am gonna leave this in rotation because it is lighter for me, and I actually am kind of close to finishing Mycosis concealer. I just had to pull the stopper out of that, so I think it won't be too long until I can reach for this again. I feel like I should I'm gonna pull this out and clean this, before we put the new products in. I have an eyelash glue that should go back in this little spot right here. It's just like a bunch of tools. And then the last product in here is this First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I was cleaning recently and I found this like back in a bathroom drawer or a box. I can't remember where I found this. It was unopened, and this is one of my favorite primers, but it's more expensive and I've just been trying to get through some of my primers, so I was really excited about it, and I opened this up and have used this a couple times as well. I think I will also put this back. Yes, because I am trying to use other things. I have a couple primers I'm working on in projects, so we're gonna put that back. Okay, so that brings us to this drawer. I have bronzers, blush, and highlight, and I did a pretty decent job of reaching for the majority of these products. So let's quickly go through it. I'm gonna keep my Patrick Ta, this is so reflective. I don't wanna blind you, and it's also like so dirty, but I'm gonna keep that in. I'm gonna set that aside just while we go through the rest. I'm gonna keep that in because it's, actually no, I told myself I was gonna put that away, and I'll pull in my Fenty bronzer. Okay, that's going back. I have my Merit bronzing stick. I really love this on days that I am doing either like concealer and brows and no foundation, or like a tinted moisturizer, just because this is pretty sheer, but it adds some dimension to the face and I really like it. I was thinking of swapping this out for the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, but I think I'm gonna leave this in for one more rotation. This one's just so easy. Like if I'm dashing out the door for work and maybe want to bring a makeup bag to work with me, I will use this or toss this in. It's very easy to kind of like travel with. So I'm gonna keep this one in. I'm gonna put back my Marc Jacobs Fantastic Bronzer. I reached for this some, and I've had this for so long, I feel like I get bored of this really, really quickly. My Hourglass powder, I'm getting closer and closer to finishing. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. There's not a ton of powder left, but it's still kicking. And so this is gonna stay, and I'm trying to finish this up. I'm gonna put back my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder. I use this just about every single day, so this got a ton of use, and I'm ready to swap it out for something else. I'm gonna put back my Hourglass Ghost Quad. I did actually reach for this quite a bit, and I got use out of, I believe, every single shade at least twice. A part of me kind of wanted to keep it pulled for this shade right here. For like February, but I do also want to rotate through my face palette, so I'm gonna put this back. I also have the NARS Rising Star face palette. I also reached for this, not every single shade, but every single shade except for the orange and the red shade. A part of me wants to keep this pulled one more rotation. I think I might. I got less use out of this one than I did the Hourglass one, and I'd love to get a little bit more use out of these two shades at least. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this for one more rotation. This will stay. Okay, I also have, this is my RCMA powder, but it's in my Laura Mercier packaging. I'm just trying to use this up, so this will stay. I use that almost every day, but it's really slow moving. Then I also have this duo from LH Cosmetic. This is a really beautiful, cool toned mauve sort of duo. Both are more of like a satin shimmery sort of finish. I actually did get quite a bit of use out of this. I'm really happy. I feel like I got good use out of all of the products in my Shop My Stash, and I feel like I like mostly did just really focus on these products. So I'm ready to put this back. For my blushes, I'm gonna put everything back except for Persona Bubble. I just feel like this is so fun for February. I want to keep this pulled for one more month, and I'm also going to keep its counterpart. I'm going to keep the cream version of that pulled as well. Okay, that means I'm putting everything else back. I'm going to put back Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense. Got a ton of use out of this. I also reached for my Physicians Formula Butter Believe It. So much more than I thought I was going to. This is in the shade Pink Sands. It's just a really beautiful, light, neutral sort of blush shade, but I reached for this like a lot. So this can go back. I'll also put back Merit Raspberry Beret. I reached for this a couple of times. Same thing with the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Encourage. This can go back. I reached for that. I didn't reach for Becca Flower Child, so I actually feel like I'm gonna keep this pulled as well. Yes, I feel like I could get some good use out of this in the spring, summer as well, and we'll likely pull it again, but I feel like this would be a really pretty color for February. And then I will put back the glowy Berry Juicy shade. I reached for this a couple of times as well. Okay, and then way back in the back, I reached for this so much. It's the Laura Mercier highlighter in the shade Rose Glow. While I would love to keep this pulled because I was loving it so much, I am gonna put this back and get some use out of something else. I have my Makeup Forever highlighter. This is the more pink toned highlighter that they have. This is really old. This is going in, it's not a project, but I included this in These Products Will Self-Destruct, and I either have to hit pan in this or use it 50 times this year. I actually reached for this quite a bit last month, but I think I will also keep this just in the drawer to remind myself to get some more use out of it. So this will stay. Then I have Makeup by Mario Pearl. I also reached for this quite a bit. This is a really beautiful, more subtle champagne sort of shade. So I'm ready to put this back. And then finally in the back, I have two cream highlighters. So I have the Say Glow Sculpt in the shade Pink Glow. I think this formula is so interesting. Like, this looks really dirty almost, but it's still like, it's not, and it goes on my cheeks pink. And I didn't think I liked this, but I used this quite a bit and ended up realizing how much I do actually like this. It is a little bit deep for me if I don't have any self-tan, so I think I'm gonna get so much use out of this summer, and I'm so excited about it, but I'm ready to put it away for just a little bit. And then I will actually keep this Merit cream blush stick, or cream highlighter stick in the shade Bounce. I only reached for this one time, and I would like to get a little bit more use out of this. Okay, we have empty drawers. I will clean these. Okay, you guys, I will clean them. That is my mission. We're gonna clean the drawers, but let's go shop my stash. Okay, up first in these drawers, top drawer of this is new eyeshadow palettes that I'm still testing. And then second drawer is eyeshadow palettes that are either in a project or that I'm focused on for the month. So then we get into the first drawer that we'll actually be grabbing stuff from, and this is my face palette drawer. It looks a little overwhelming. And I think for this, I would love to pull the, it's gonna be so reflective, the Patrick Ta Holiday Face Palette. I feel like this is a really fun one to have pulled for this time of year. So we're gonna pull this. I'm also gonna pull this little duo from not from Charlotte Tilbury, from Natasha Denona. The rest of my face palettes, I think I'm going to save for another time. This is the Natasha Denona Blush and Glow. It's been a while since I've reached for this, and I feel like this is a really cute February duo. Just trying to think if I maybe also wanna pull the Valentina palette. No, this is like not a favorite of mine either, but I definitely feel like this is more of a summer palette. Okay, never mind on that. This is good for this drawer. All right, opening up the foundation drawer. Again, I haven't been self-tanning as much, and I feel like just everything is more of a self-tan shade for me. I think maybe I'll pull Shape Tape Cloud Coverage. I don't know why. I don't really have a good explanation for why I feel like reaching for it, but I kind of do. I do have a couple of, well, one foundation I'm still testing. Do I want to pull one other foundation? Maybe I'll pull NYX Born to Glow. I'm hoping to finish this foundation this year, so if I'm self-tan, we'll reach for this. I do have a couple other foundations that are just kind of sitting over on my shelf that are also a little bit lighter, so just kind of using those as mixers. One of them is the NARS Tinted like moisturizer. Anyway, this is my blush drawer. I was recently at my mom's and I just finished my Glossier Cloud Paint, and this was something I had decluttered in the past, and then I saw it in like the stuff I brought home to her, and I was like, ooh, I kind of feel like grabbing for Puff again. Maybe I'll pull this and just see if this is something I truly want to keep or if I want to bring it back to my mom's. But I feel like it's a really beautiful color for February. And then let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything. No, I feel like maybe we should pull the Kaja cheek stamp since it has the heart stamper. Like, this feels very appropriate for February, so we'll pull that. Okay, maybe I'm being a little too aggressive here. Like, maybe this is a little too bright, but I also feel like this could be really fun for February. So I'm gonna pull this blush duo from Glamlight. This was the Scooby-Doo collab, so I'm gonna grab that. I barely used that last year after I bought it, so shame on me. And then I think the other one I want to grab is this shade right here from Hourglass. This is Sublime Flush. I feel like this will be so pretty. Do I want something neutral then, so it's not like pink cheeks every day? Maybe I'll grab MAC Warm Soul. We'll do that for like a neutral blush option. Okay, moving on to the other side, we have my blush and primers in this drawer. What do I want to grab for primer? I need to pull Milani Chill Out. This, I need to finish this year because it's getting older, and I would like to repurchase it. I think it's getting harder to find, but I think it's still available. I'm gonna pull this and get use out of that. For bronzers, I'm going to pull Fenty, my Fenty powder bronzer in Into Sun. It is one of the lightest bronzers in my collection. It's getting older. I would love to maybe try and finish this year. Maybe, I don't know if that's possible, but it is, again, one of the lightest bronzers, and I haven't been self-tanning as much. This is where I look into this drawer and I'm like, I don't feel like I have that many bronzers, even though I know that's ridiculous. I think I'll also pull, this is a bronzer I've worked diligently on trying to finish up, and I feel like the end is still nowhere near in sight. And this is one that also does match me better when I am a little bit lighter. So we'll grab this. I do have my concealers way back there, but I'm not gonna grab any more concealers. They're in this like red tin here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it all, but we're not gonna grab any other concealers right now. Okay, in this drawer we have my highlights as well as powders. So let's do powder first. What powder do I want to grab? Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my Fenty powder like foundation. I would love to hit pan on this. I feel like this and the CoverGirl powder that I was just working on are some of the powders that match me like the best when I'm at my fairest, and this one is a bit older, so if I could hit pan on this, maybe I'll work on this until I hit pan. That would be ideal. I'm not gonna grab any other loose powders just because I am working on my RCMA one until I finish that. For highlights, I think I'm gonna grab the REM Beauty Miss Mercury highlight. This is a really, really beautiful highlight. I really like this one for a more subtle champagne. So I'll grab that, as well as I want a pink highlight. What do I want for my, should I just throw it back to a classic Bobbi Brown Pink Glow for my pink? I think so. We're gonna go with Bobbi Brown Pink Glow for my pink highlight. I also think I might grab Nabla Ozone, which is again kind of more of like a champagne sort of shade. It's been a while since I've reached for Ozone. I reached for Privilege quite a bit, but I'm gonna grab Ozone. And then for my like liquid highlights, I think I'm gonna reach for Burt's Bees The Luminizer. This is a really beautiful pink highlight. And then maybe also one more. Maybe actually I'll reach for this one from Rose Inc. This is in the shade Opalescent, and this is a highlight like I really feel like I should focus on this year, because this is one you can kind of tell it like dries out a little bit. Like I feel like I have to warm the product up with my finger, and I just feel like this is a product that if I don't use up soon, like it's gonna go bad or just not be usable. So I would like to focus on this for a bit, and I think because I would like to like heavily focus on that, maybe I won't grab any more cream slash liquid highlights. We'll be done with this drawer. And then, okay, moving on to my lips. Maybe I'll just grab a couple of products again that I kind of want to put in the drawer, or that little container that I would like to try and get use out of. So this one from Fenty really does kind of make me want to reach for this. It's the Fenty Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. I feel like this is perfect for February. As well as, we all know how much I love my Kaja Juicy glasses. I'm gonna grab this one in the shade Rose Hip Spritz because I feel like this is such a cute shade of pink for this month. And then, is there anything else? I'll reach for my Scooby-Doo Daphne gloss as well. This is such a fun sparkly pink shade. Again, I feel like very appropriate for this month. And then I know I'll be reaching for my Lawless Forget the Filler already. I also have a couple that are, you know, up on my desk that I was reaching for. Do I want to try and focus on, I did say I want to try and finish Velvet this year, and I can definitely, can you see the windowing? I can. Maybe I'll try and heavily focus on the shade Velvet this month and just see how close we can get to finishing this in the next coming months. So I'll pull Velvet. Bring that to work today. Okay, this drawer right here, we have brow products. We have some random like lip stains and lip balms here, and then we have my Kopari lip glossies. Can you tell, like, my lip, we're getting to a more condensed lip situation, which is really exciting. I think from here I'm gonna grab this from what is I hear people say this and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed for how I've said this brand's name. I'm just gonna call it Ritual, but this is one of their lip oils. My sister actually gave this to me. It's not my favorite formula ever, but I would like to try and maybe finish this up. And it's like a deeper shade. It works well for a lip oil. It's really pretty. I will grab that and try and get some use out of that. And then the final drawer, you guys, we've got lip liners, mascaras, and liquid lipsticks, as well as single shadows. I don't think I'm going to pull any single shadow in just because I'm so bad at reaching for them already. Unless I want to. oh, that's so pretty, but I have grits. I'm gonna pull in my Victoria Beckham in Tea Rose just because it's a really beautiful pink shade. I feel like this is really appropriate for February. I don't know how well that's focusing. That is Tea Rose right there. Okay, I think the last thing I'm gonna grab out of this drawer is these Kaja Love Swipes. Feels very appropriate to reach for these heart-shaped love swipes in February. Okay, you guys, and after that was a very chaotic Shop My Stash. I'm not putting these products in my drawers yet because, as we know, I really need to clean out the little containers I hold everything in, but these are all the products that I'm going to be trying to use throughout the month of February. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what products you shopped your stash for this month, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Bye, guys.